Damn, that Zoom voice is sexy.
Hey,
Recording in
Trichus drummer.
progress.
So what does Trichus mean? Is that like swearing 3 times? What does that mean?
It's actually the original singer and guitar player. It's the first 3 letters of one of their bands they've been in before, and the last 3 letters of the other band.
Okay. I like mine better.
So,
So, I think I'm about to experience a giant storm here.
really, rainstorm or dust storm?
It's a dust storm,
Or a brainstorm.
but it looks kind of dark out, so hopefully it rains too.
It's dark here, but it's not storming.
And they're conveniently enough upgrading my internet connection tomorrow, or the ISP is doing an upgrade. So my internet will be down for 4 hours, and that's also the freaking football draft day.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
boy.
So hopefully they do
We'll
it
probably be
earlier.
up and running by 5 o'clock, I would imagine.
Yeah.
One would hope,
Whatever they're
but
doing, it'll probably be early morning.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But
Just pre-rank those players. So, update that so it's not like George Blanda, Fran Tarkenton. I don't know. Make
wait,
sure it's
those are
current
the keys
guys.
to success, Lou. You got to have all-time greats on your fantasy team, right?
Well, this is kind of
Yeah,
tradition.
Chuck Muncie.
We only have you on Memorial Day and Labor Day because of the Monday thing. So we come into summer with Norm and we exit summer with Norm. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, the Monday thing's not really a problem anymore.
Oh, okay. So you could do it anytime.
Yeah, yeah, it's just when I lived in Glendale, it was like, I had a 45-minute commute to get home.
All right,
Whereas
all
now
good
You
I
should
stuff.
live.
change your name to Podcast Solstice. Well, summer's almost up. We've got a few weeks left in the baseball league. And I would have to imagine right now Mike Lansu is shitting his pants because fucking paging Dr. Satchel just don't quit.
No, they're coming on like a fucking freight train, man.
Yep. So Lansu, man, he's been talking some little trash there, thinking he's got it in the bag, kinda.
Who?
Well, I mean, I would not say talk trash, but he was feeling real confident there a couple weeks back through text.
Oh, Lansu?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I did that best
So
case, worst case, for 4 weeks left. And as long as Satch is within 6 games, according to best case, worst case, then he would still be in it. And he's only 4 back, so it's really a race. But nobody else is in it according to that. Unless Mike has his worst 4 week stretch, that he's had the whole season, and then somebody like Norm or Paul has his best. But within those constraints, it's only Satch and Mike, Satch and Wait, and it still likes Wait, but the model is always a little retarded, right? I mean, it's going to say Mike until, oops, nope, now we like Satch the most, so like, so.
Yeah.
let's take a look at what we did this week here and see what the landscape looks like.
The landscape.
I was out with Paul on Saturday. We did our traditional do mushrooms and go watch tribute bands at Taste of Polonia. It's we've been doing this every year for a long time. And boy, this last one did not disappoint. It was funny because we were just kind of bebopping around the crowd with a big smile on our face, and we walk into the church and they've got a bar in the church and
That's my
there's
kind of
inside.
church.
So that Copernicus Center is also a event space. So it's like a theater. and they redid it. They redid the lighting and shit. And this band Taboo from I think they're from Poland. Uh, they sounded like Polish calypso, like island rap, you know. But their light show was like Ministry.
Who were they a
So it
tribute to?
was, oh, it was crazy. And so we sat there and inside and watched that for a fucking hour. And that was pretty wild. That was unexpected. And then we went and watched Pink Floyd, which is a Pink Floyd cover band. I wouldn't say cover band, I'd say tribute band. Because they just do everything to a fucking T, and they are so good. So yeah, that was our Saturday.
That band is it's the Polish Dred Zeppelin, right? Do you remember Dred Zeppelin 30 odd
Oh
years ago?
yeah. Let that Elvis impersonating Led Zeppelin cover band.
In reggae style.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? There's a lot of people that liked watching them.
I thought they were good. I mean, I never saw them, but I had a roommate at the boarding house where I met Sean, 91. He was into Dred Zeppelin, so he played them for me a lot, and I was like, yeah, I like it. I think I might have played him NRBQ. That was the closest I could come to what he was playing me. So you want to take a look at the glance? Take a glance at the glance.
Yeah.
Let's just look at our names if there's anything on here. Nope. Cows are predicted fourth. Still predicted to finish behind Bizzotti. We'll see how that goes. Any players of the week? Juan Soto for the Dads. Juan Soto had his first 3+ run homer of the year tonight. All his other homers were with one man on or solo shots. He had a grand slam. Gagger said Cade Smith, but that's cheating because I didn't get Cade Smith till really late in the week. No cows. All right, so just go to the standings. So the best of us is cows are in fourth in a money spot. Just a game and a half out of third. Probably not going to get second. You know, with only 24 to go. I mean, you're not mathematically eliminated, but
Yeah, but I don't need like
yeah.
running the table.
Yeah.
Might as well win 3-3 the last 2 weeks in a row.
Daddies are only a half game behind the Knockers. And then the ultimate goal, well, I guess the ultimate goal would be getting into, up here, but certainly be
A
nice to
little
get.
work to be done there. I need a little bit of help from the luck gods, but I'll tell you what, man, I might as well have gone 3-3 the last 2 weeks in a row because I went 5-1 last week, went 1-5 this week. So it's like basically going 3-3 these 2 weeks.
Yep. But only 4 behind
The last
Spear.
3 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Doug went 5-1. McBride's went 5-1. He is the hottest team in the league. If you go back 7 weeks, if you go back 8 weeks, he's tied with Satchel. 33.
Yeah, he's had a great second half.
But over the
Although
last
it's
7,
scary that he's tied with Satchel over that period.
and then over the last 7, he's 2 games ahead of anybody else, which is Satch. So McBride's is the team that I was thinking like, okay, I can get ahead of McBride's. He's gone 30-9. I've gone 19-20 in that same span. I mean, I'm not going to catch them.
It's like the Cubs trying to catch the Brewers.
Oh, I'm ahead of them. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm
You're still ahead of them.
But you're in range of getting caught, though.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to catch Dads, 4.5 back of them. I'll probably just be lucky just to finish in 8th. I was in 9th for a long time.
I'm like shooting for 4th or 5th. And if I would have had a better week, that would have, I'd be a lot closer. But unfortunately, it is what it is.
So, Norm, would you rather get the money or the advantageous 5th place spot?
I'd rather get 3rd place, to be honest. I think I could pull that off.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You know, don't aim for a B. You shoot for an A, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way I'm going to catch Wade or Satch, but I think I can catch Mazzotti, especially the way the last few weeks have been going.
Yeah. He scored more points than him.
Yeah. So the prediction model says Wade will finish 3 ahead of Satch, and then you'll finish 4 behind Bizzotti. But you know, it's not that. And then Daddy's in a dead heat with Spear for 5th. So it really thinks that you're got about a 49% chance of finishing in 5th.
I'm hoping I get that little one game over, so because he's going to have me in points. So if I can get 5th alone, that'd be great.
And then knockers, and then play and gags are a tight race for 8th, but that's it's not as exciting a race as the Kodo, king of the off season. And it says Hack will finish in 12th. Sombreros is supposed to finish comfortably ahead of Hack. So we'll see. Right now it's close, right? 3 games.
And Rudy is this year's Colorado Rockies.
He's this year's wait till next year. Last year, Wait finished in last. So this will be I wrote about this before. It's not the first time, right? We've had a last to first. I can't remember. It might have been Chris. Might have been Larkin.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And then I think he came close another time, like came in second. So Larkin's had those like retooling years. He's done that a couple of times. He's coming last more than once, I think.
But Dougie's streak of not finishing last is
very safe.
Very safe at this point, if not unassailable. Though I don't think I've ever finished last either, but he's been.
I've got that on a different spreadsheet. I've got the history. We could look at that. But all right, let's just look at the dads and the cows here. Dads have got a good hitting team. It's a second in the hitting points for games played. Second to Satch. Cows are also good. I don't know what that is. 4th, but 4th. And let's see. And then pitching wise, Daddies have the fewest.
Yeah. Again, this year, just like last year, can't fucking get pitching.
Non-safe hole pitching points for innings. They're the least. The Cows are 2.32, which isn't that good either. And then your bullpen, your safe hold points, Daddies are a little bit below average, and Cows are pretty good.
Well, I had 2 closers that turned into 8th inning guys at the trade deadline. And then the third one can't fucking close out a game to save his ass anymore.
You can still get a lot of points with the setup guys, though. You know the way our league.
Yeah, but they're not pitching as much as they used to.
Yeah. Let's see where your ranks are here. Daddies are second league in OPS to Satch. This is for the season. Cows are third, so you both hit well. And then pitching wise, Dad's ERA is the highest in the league. I didn't know that.
That's surprising.
And Cows is below average. I mean, it's a higher than average ERA, but close to average. So, but anyways. But I could bring up that history thing since you talked about it. Let's see. Okay, good. So this is one of the tabs. It shows your first year in the league. For Norm, it was 97. That was the first year of the auction. So Norm never participated in the beer league when it was a draft. And that was by design. Because I guess Doug or Chad mentioned it to you and you were like, ah. And then
Yeah.
and then they said it's gonna be an auction. And you were like, that sounds interesting. All right. You know, so, and then Jeff joined in 2007. If you can believe it's been that long now. 18 seasons.
Well, technically, Bob's got the longest streak of not finishing in last.
Yeah. Well, not the most seasons though.
Yeah, true, but longest time frame.
I wonder if I started to update this already. Because maybe he would have see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, no, it's not updated yet. Yeah. So this is his sixth season. So after this year, Norm will have 29 years in. Never finished last. Just 1 year behind Doug. Doug, this will be 30 years without a last place finish. You can see Larkin finished last twice. Jeff finished last once. I finished last once. So
I finished below 500 10 times out of 18 seasons, though.
that's close to half.
Yeah, well.
I'm 7.
Well, Phil's been below 500 once in 12 seasons. And it's going
Hey,
to be once
at
in
least it happened
13.
once.
Yeah. But it's going to be 13 now after.
I think I'm going to be 8 now. This will be another below 500 year. I mean, unless I really do well down the stretch. And I don't want to finish below 500. I mean, it's not like I don't, I do care, but I'm not dying with the results every night like I'm sure like Jeff was saying like Mike is right now. I'm in first in a different league and it's nerve-wracking. Like when you're in first, you just want the season to be over. All that can happen now is I can blow it. So I'm sure that Mike has never looked forward to the end of a regular season as much as this year. It is torturous. Even like the last weekend, the last Saturday of the season, when you're not really in it, oh, am I going to finish 8th and as opposed to 9th? Like it's just a relaxing time, right? But when you could like blow the lead, it's like you're looking at every single player that's playing that day and like, should I put him in so I can gain a 3-point advantage? I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah, that's why like the best place to be before the last week is 7 games up.
Or 7 games out, probably, right?
Yeah, well, even
second,
if you're 7 games out, then you're still got like jockeying for various positions and stuff. But if you're in first and you're 7 up, you don't have to worry about that last week at all.
But it's really just like the money part of it if you're not in first. But with first place, it's like it's part of the league history, right? It's a championship.
Yeah.
It's it's worth more than twice as much. It's worth more than 2 second place finishes or something.
Yeah. Well, and especially now with the way we have like tweaked the draft money and stuff, like that 5th place spot has even more value than it used to.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hear the rain coming.
But yeah, I don't know if I can find it quick enough, but I wanted to see if we could find, maybe this one's better. If we do it by year, see where Larkin came in last. Come on. What the heck is this?
That was that had to be the year that he didn't go to the auction.
I think we talked about that and it wasn't.
It was 2005.
Yeah, that was the year we did the redraft after Bremerski Gate. So that wasn't the
There's
year
only
that
9 people in the league.
It wasn't the year that he was missing from the auction.
No.
Yeah, and then the following year he came in first. And that's the year I came in last. Isn't that funny?
Wait, I was the only person in the league in 2004?
That's the year that Bremerski had all the records. So you came in second, and I gave you the first place money, and I gave him the second place money, and we don't have the records for that year. So in this grid part, it says who?
So my overall wins and loss record should be a lot better than it is because of that
Well,
1 year.
there's an asterisk. There's an asterisk for these guys: Lou, Chad, Doug, Larkin, Steiger. There's data missing for 2004. Only NAWM has the data for 2004 because you were the champ. So you know what I mean? As far as this above 500, below 500. So I believe that counted as an above 500 year for you too. That would make logical sense.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I did it right. 28, yeah. So these other ones shouldn't add up, right? Larkin with
Yeah.
28,
20.
he's got 29 seasons, yeah. So I've got 32 and I've got 33 seasons. So because 2004 is missing. But you can see Jeff joined the league in 2007. Came in, what is that, 7th out of 9? And then the following year, bingo, first place. And then a few years go on, and 2015, I remember that year. Jeff had finished, looks like he finished in the money. No, that's 2012.
I think 2015 is when I won.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Jeff
by
went from
one
next,
game over Chris.
Jeff went from next to last in 2014 to first in 2015. Look at that. Chris finished second.
What was the one where we actually
second.
got together and watched the last day of baseball games together at my house?
That's 2015. Yeah, I remember that.
And I picked up a couple of guys just for that day to make sure they got, so I got some people in there, got people playing in there, and it really helped. It really helped because I mean it came down to the wire. It was down to like a couple points.
Well, Chris was like Satch before Satch, right? Look at that.
Yeah, he had a good run there.
Chris, and then no record. All right. Okay. So he finished last in 2005, but then first, below 500, second, above 500, first, above 500, first. He has like these retooling years, huh? Damn, why can't I get over there? Yeah, next to last, above 500. I don't know. Maybe it's this I'm thinking of. Second, first, second. That's a nice stretch. Second, first. second, first, second. That's a nice 5-year stretch. So.
And that's when Phil showed up and started pissing in everybody's cornflakes.
And then 2023, Chris finished last and almost pulled off the last to first again. Came in second last year. Norm had a good run too. I should have, when I was on there, I should have gone into that. And Doug too. Geez, Doug had a nice decade there. It's been about a decade since then, though. But this has been a pretty good year. He just had such a bad start. But he was one of the kiss of death picks at the beginning of the year, not for first. I think it was Kimmler was picked for first, I think. Or maybe it was Doug. I can't remember. Can you? I don't know.
Yeah.
It picked Waite for fourth, I think. So it was like Kimmler. I mean, I should say, let's play McBride's Daddies. Maybe Daddies were one of the top 4. I can't remember. It wasn't
Let me. I can probably go back and find the email.
It's on the Yahoo site, the league page. But anyways, it might have been Dad's. The KOD.
Play McBride's dad's weight.
What was it again?
Play McBride's dad weight.
Play McBride's dad's weight. Okay, yeah. I think the KOD almost, it seems like very often it has McBride's like it's one of the money winners. And didn't like Satch this year. which seems crazy. But I think a lot of Satch's success comes after.
Yeah.
Like I tried to quantify it. I tried to quantify it that one time, and it was nearly half of the outcome. Your team's outcome comes after the draft on average, after the auction. I mean, it was something like, oh fuck, like 20% retention, 30% auction, something like that, and then 50% after that. Because you don't think that. You think after the auction, like, oh, I got no chance. But it's like so much of it is what you do after that.
Yeah, like my one player of the month for last month was a guy I picked up off the scrap heap.
Yeah.
And I think both the guys that I traded for somebody around the deadline were guys I'd picked up in the last couple of weeks off of waivers.
In those early pickups, early in the season, 2-3 weeks in, you pick up a guy on a lark, and then he ends up being a mainstay, and then and he has this great year. Maybe he makes the All-Star team, and maybe he's a good
Well, that's
player.
like McKinstry for me.
Yeah,
McKinstry has actually had a very good year for somebody who's been a bit player his whole fucking career.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. These guys, they're not even $1 guys at the auction. They weren't picked to be in the top 360 according to us. You pick them up, and then some of these guys are complete, game changers, season changers. But it's just knowing who that's going to be. Are you going to get the real deal, or are you going to get like Kyron Paris or something?
Yeah.
He was hot as shit for a couple
Christian
weeks,
Campbell.
right?
I'm surprised I was able to pick up Wensil Perez again today. Who I was kind of bummed when I had to cut him because of various roster shenanigans, and he was back out there and scored like 7 points today.
A lot of the stuff with Detroit, I don't know. I haven't looked at their depth chart in a long time, but earlier in the year, it was kind of an unsettling depth chart, right? It's like there were so many moving pieces. Like you didn't know, you kind of suspected that you weren't going to get full playing time for a lot of these guys. And on a real team, that's great. You keep guys fresh, and but for fantasy, you want the guy that's playing 5-6 days a week, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
But that would be the only reason I would think, because I think Wensil performed well this year.
Well, I don't think he wasn't around at the beginning of the season, I don't think. Like I think he was a sort of mid-season call up, and then like I stumbled across him because I sometimes look at not the whole season stats, but just like what had been done in the past 7 days.
Speaking of call-ups,
yeah, I had one today.
yeah, there's going to be a few out there. You're going to see some people getting dropped. One of the things, I mean, I got Caglianone back on. That's nice if they play him. But what's interesting here is you got Harry Ford from the Mariners, that catcher got brought up, which I did not expect. That's not me. I think that might be Larkin. What else we got here that sticks out? Luis Angel Acuna is back up for the Mets.
That won't be
The
fantasy.
Cubs sent down Owen Casey, but brought up Kevin Alcantara, and they picked up Savali and Carlos Santana over the weekend too, which I don't know how much that's going to help.
I wonder what that means for like Justin Turner, right? I mean, that was Justin's only. I guess he could play third too, but
yeah,
I got that Sal Stewart guy that Reds just called up.
Nick York brought up by the Pittsburgh. Hyung Sung Kim brought up by the Dodgers. Both active off the injured list. Michael Kopech's back for the Dodgers. Jackson Merrill comes off the injured list.
So if it's September 1st, they can't play in the postseason, right? Or is it still okay? Like I know 31st is okay. So is that what this is? Is this is all?
This is all the teams call ups for the September 1st right now.
So what does it mean though? Would they be able to play in the postseason?
No, actually, you have to be on the team before the 31st to qualify for postseason.
Okay.
But I think a bunch of these guys were called up technically yesterday.
Possibly. Now, when the Mariners brought up Harry Ford, they dropped Donovan Solano, so he's out there as a free agent now.
I had him on a single
Interesting
league.
times.
I had him in a single league roto. He was worthless. He was worthless. I had Mastroboni too for the Mariners. Like both these guys, I liked Mastroboni because it was a lefty, but it didn't matter. He was playing like 1 day a week, if that. It's terrible. I guess that's the besides all the numbers and stuff. It'd be nice to be able to crack the code of like playing time. I know lefties. Well, our league doesn't go deep enough into hitters for it to matter. Like you just want starters in our league, but you definitely don't want righty platoon bats anyway in our league. Maybe you could get away with a lefty platoon bat. But I was thinking about closers. This is probably
Good until they don't.
this was something that was probably evident to you guys before, but I guess I just realized it this year that okay, you got your closer on the depth chart, right? And then you've got your eighth inning setup guy. And you take some of those guys in the hopes that they'll become the closer. But I think that you should only look at the righties if you're doing that, because if they're a lefty, they're still going to be like the lefty specialist thing. And I don't think they'll ever be a true closer. I mean, you can have some lefties that are closers, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? Like looking for the closer and waiting. I'm thinking that you should prioritize the righties as opposed to the lefties, because the lefties are too important as the lefty.
Yeah, but if they come in and pitch to one guy and get a hold, that's a pretty valuable
You're right back.
appearance.
Well, I guess I'm thinking more of like saves leagues. The other
Yeah.
leagues I'm in don't count holds, so it's like it's really feast or famine. It's like all saves or he's worthless.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I like the wrinkle thrown in by the holds and quality starts. Like it makes all sorts of things a little bit
I think it's just not
different to
as
value.
frustrating as it was to like go those innings and not get the win, especially if it was a really good start, like a quality start.
Yeah,
So it just evens it out a little bit. It makes it a little bit less frustrating. And then sometimes you can hit the jackpot and get them both, get the win and
yeah.
the quality start. It doesn't happen too much, but I had that grid that said how many, what percentage of time is a win and a quality start. It's funny that a win is more rare than a quality start. The win for a starting pitcher is more rare than a quality start. Yet the stats for a quality start are better, for the average quality start than it is for the average win among starting pitchers. So I'm not including relievers in that. So it's kind of weird.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can you can go 5 innings and give up 7 runs and get a win if,
Yeah.
Your team scores 14.
People always talk about, well, quality starts, it's a 4.5 ERA, but that's the upper limit of what it is. I looked at it for last year, and the average ERA in a quality start was like in the low twos.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's a good thing.
Plus, you have to go 6 innings.
Yeah. Well, that's
Whereas
the
a
thing
win, you only
nowadays,
have to
right?
go 5.
That's the
Yeah,
thing nowadays.
barely anybody goes 6 anymore.
I think on a team that has okay hitting, you'd be happy enough if you went 6 and allowed 4, even. Just to go 6 is such a big thing. At the Mets, I think Manaea went like 3 2/3 today. And that happens a lot, right? You're getting guys that they don't even get through the fourth inning. Come on.
Yeah, well, I think wasn't it Brian Wu that just like had a streak of at least 6 innings and X
Yeah,
amount of starts that like was the longest in years.
it's funny the stuff that stands out now as very impressive, and I am impressed with that. But like back in the day, that wouldn't have been even
Yeah,
commented on.
like remember the A's back in the
Well, of
80s where
course he
like,
went six
you
innings. What are
know,
you talking about?
four guys pitch complete games almost every single game of the
Yeah.
season.
The Mets went through a stretch of the year, it was about a third of the season, where the only guy that went into the sixth inning or beyond was David Peterson. And he did it 5 times. The rest of the staff didn't do it once. And then they call up this Nolan McLean, and he does it his first 3 starts. He goes six. He's got a .89 ERA. They call up Jonah Tong. He does it too. I think he went six. Maybe no, he only went five. He only went five. But he got boned by a couple of errors, Lindor and Alonso. It extended the inning, and he only allowed 1 earned run, but he allowed 4 runs, I think it was. But he did get the win. He looked good too. But now that whole Met staff that started out good, and I knew was I knew it wasn't going to last, but I didn't know it would be this drastic.
Yeah.
I mean, Clay Holmes and Peterson, these guys have ERAs like since like August 1st, like in over 6. Mania since he came back, it's like over 7, or could
Well, I
be
mean,
8
Holmes,
now.
he's going to hit a wall at some point.
Who?
Holmes is going to hit it. He's destined
Yeah.
to hit a wall because he's only been a reliever.
And Senga, I mean, you knew Senga was getting lucky with his 1 something ERA. It didn't match, but my God, he's just done. His ERA is like I don't know what it is now for since then, since let's say June 1st. The Mets are just such a inconsistent team, man. They you knew that Soto was going to come around probably better in the second half, which he did, but the pitching fell off to kind of more than counterbalance it. So I don't know. Jeff or somebody asked last week what I think of the Mets, and I have no clue. I could see the Mets. Oh, I guess conceivably they could not make the playoffs, but I think they'll make the playoffs. But I could see him getting bounced, boom, boom, like right away. Or I don't know, maybe making a deep run. I mean, it just depends like how they're clicking. But the way they look right now with their pitchers, unless they're going to call up this third pitcher, Sproat, and he does just as well as the other two, that's like their only shot because I don't know.
But again, you're like counting on 3 guys that,
Yeah,
like, I'm sure their innings
minor
have
league
been,
guys.
they're probably maxing out on innings for their entire career right about now. And then you're asking them to like pitch an extra month or two than what they're normally accustomed.
You should see. Eventually, you'll see him. But this Jonah Tong, he's 22, and he looks like he is in. Definitely, he looks like he's in high school. He could even look like he's like in 8th grade or something. I mean, he looks so young. It makes me feel so old. And then they interview the parents in the stands, and I'm looking at the parents and I'm like, I'm older than them. I'm like more like the
Yeah.
grandparent age now or something. Like I'm not
Uh,
quite the grandparent, but I'm like in between the parents and the grandparents.
yeah. No, dude, like every day at my job, I'm looking at people's birth dates and it's like, holy shit, like, people are 40 years old that were born when I was like in like late high school, early college. Like the bar I hang out at, the manager had a birthday a few weeks back, and it's like, holy shit, like my leather jacket is older than you.
Well, they were talking about Rich Hill.
Oh God, yeah. And
He had a,
you know,
he had a bad start, and they were saying like, but he's proven that you can still play at the ripe old age of 41. And I'm thinking like, yeah, Rich Hill's old, and I'm thinking like that means like he was born in like 1984.
yeah, right.
Like, he's born 20 years after me. This old pitcher. '84. I mean, I was already, I was out of high school. I mean, I was in college by then. I'm so
Yeah,
much older
84 I was in
than
high school, but
this old player. Like I don't think of it that way. I think he's an old player, so I think he's
oh
old.
yeah. Well, and he is for a player,
Yeah, yeah.
not like he's creeping up on Bartolo Colon territory, but you know.
I bet you Bartolo could still throw you two or three good innings.
Oh yeah.
All fastballs, of course. I played catch over the weekend. I think it's the first time I've thrown a ball in 2 or 3 years, and my arm was still okay. Like it's like the only part of me that hasn't broken down yet. And I mean, like every other part you could name is not doing well.
Yeah.
For
You're
some reason,
probably
the
using that
arm.
shoulder and wrist a little bit more.
What is it?
You're probably using that arm, that shoulder and wrist a little bit more, you know? I mean,
But I mean, I was really
keeping it
surprised,
limber.
and I wasn't sore. Like this 2 days ago, I haven't been sore. But at my ankle, I did something to my ankle, like running, lunging for a ball or something like that. But which is
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying.
totally like the other day I was at work. Like I went to work, I was fine, and I got up to go to lunch and I like could barely stand up and my back has just been completely trashed and like all I did was sit in a fucking chair for a few hours, like I did nothing. I didn't lift anything, I didn't like do anything at all. And it's just like been debilitating for like several days.
Did you ever have any drumming injuries?
I kind of ascribe my shitty back to the sort of long-term drumming and moving of drums. But I used to I've actually hurt, my hands by, you know, bashing my fingers off a rim or a cymbal. And I used to always end up with like a swollen left thigh because I was punching my thigh the whole time whenever I hit the snare drum. So like there was a long time where I always have like a swollen and bruised left thigh after a gig.
Are
Can't
you
you
a
move your
shorts
drums
and
around so
t-shirt
you don't do
drummer?
that?
Was it?
Huh?
Say it again.
At the same time, go ahead, Lou.
You cut out. What'd you say?
I said, sorry, we said something at the same time. You didn't get it, so go ahead.
Oh, I was telling you to go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I said, can't you move your drums around to not do that?
Yeah, I mean you can, but it's always a hit or miss proposition when you like get somewhere and have to set everything up and then you like once you're going you can't really move it all that much.
I was going to ask, like, are you a shorts and t-shirt drummer?
Um, I'm a jeans and t-shirt drummer.
Okay, yeah. The lead singer of our band, he doesn't really allow shorts because
Yeah,
he thinks old guys in shorts is a very unappetizing look. So,
yeah, that's sort of how the guitar player in my band is.
but I won't wear a jacket. I'll wear a t-shirt. I'm not. He wears like sometimes like a shirt, tie, and a jacket, and those
Yeah, now fuck
lights.
that shit.
It's like you're under chicken lights. Those lights that make you
Yeah.
smell like a pig.
Hmm.
I remember loading my stuff out after a gig in the middle of January, and I'm out in the streets like in a t-shirt, and like people are like in parkas, like like who is this fucking nut? But like I'm like so overheated, you know, and
Yeah. Oh no, the
I'm
less
just a keyboard player. I mean, I don't even expend 1/10 the energy that a drummer does.
yeah, the last time we played was I don't know, a few months ago, and I had a towel in the car. I brought two extra t-shirts. Like I had well, actually I loaded my drums up, came in, changed my shirt because it was totally soaked with sweat from dragging the drums into the car. And then I put on another shirt that was just for me to unload the drums at the place. And then I had a shirt for playing in, and then I had a shirt to put on after we played. So it was like a whole fucking load of laundry just to play one show.
Like going and visiting New Orleans.
It's
Got
the
to change clothes
lights,
three
right?
times a day.
Yeah.
Because I don't get like that in practice, but like it's like the stage lights, right? They're
Oh yeah.
like chicken lights or something, like to keep a coop warm or something.
Yeah. And but like, it's like it's not like I get to pull into an air conditioned space and unload my shit. So I'm like doing that out in the 115 degrees. I'm loading up in the
Oh, geez,
115
yeah.
degrees, and then, at least it's dark by the time I'm loading them back into the car to come home. But then you still got to come home and then load shit out again. So,
Yeah, we've taken the whole summer off. I don't know if it's by design, but I prefer it that way. I like to play in the middle of winter. We played in May, and we're going to play again October 1st. So we
yeah,
can play it all summer.
yeah, I think
What
our
kind of
next
music
one,
is it again you play?
Was it?
What kind of music you guys play?
We're just like rock music. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's
sort of like a poppy rock type of thing, if I remember correctly.
Originals or covers?
We do originals. I mean, we do covers that. What do we say? We do covers that sound like originals and originals that sound like covers. I don't know. That's what it says in our little bio thing. But we've gotten so
That's
many
cute.
originals now that it's really we don't really do any covers unless we're doing like something like a 3 set thing or at least 2 sets anyway. But we just do one set a lot of shows, and then we just do want to do our originals then. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you
A
want to
lot of
talk a little,
energy today.
you want to talk a little fantasy football? Do you know your pick number now, Jeff?
Yeah, I picked 9.
9. So
Fucking sucks.
you don't really know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Out
Forest
of how many teams?
12,
12.
just like us.
Well, you won't get like the top of the heap superstar, but you'll get two good guys instead of the guy that goes first who gets one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, man, if you go first and you miss on that pick or he gets injured or, then you don't get to go until everybody's gone twice. Your second best guy is going to be the worst second best guy, potentially in the whole league.
We only start 8 players a week, including a defense. You guys start at least 9, I think, right? Do you start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex?
We do 3 receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, flex, kicker, defense, quarterback.
What does a tight end flex mean? Like it doesn't have to be a tight end?
No, tight end. And
And
then
a
on
flex.
top of
Oh my
all
God.
that,
You,
flex.
you guys are 2 players deeper than us in the
Yeah.
starting roster. That's hardcore. So
We
like
do 17 rounds in our draft.
yeah, we just do 13. We just do bare minimum. But that's a big difference. Like we're both 12-team leagues, but we only start 8 a week and you're starting 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Big difference. So in your league, that running back thing gets really scarce and hairy. We only start.
Well, you want to go after backups. So if that guy goes down, you got the next man
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
So
we only,
that's the key
What do
there.
they call that? Chaining?
handcuff.
So yeah, so if you're gonna grab Bucky Irvin, you might want to get Rashad White, you know.
Do you know the draft order for our league, Lou?
No, it's just randomly determined.
Like at the
I mean, honestly, I already know what it is because I'm going to pick first, but it's randomly determined a half hour before. No, watch. If I get the first pick, I'll feel bad. I think I did get first pick or something like one time. I felt bad. I was like, oh shit, this looks bad.
I usually wait till a weekend where I'm at the bar and then there's enough guys from the league that are at the bar too, and I'll just make fucking roll up pieces of paper with names on them and throw them into a cup, and then people can pick out a piece of paper and we just do the draft order that way going back from 12-1.
Oh yeah, so you did it at Lemmings this year?
But I just wait till I get like 4 guys from the league there, you know,
But I mean, when did you do it?
probably back towards the end of July,
Hmm,
beginning of August.
that's cool. Did you have how many people did you have there?
4.
Was Paul there?
Besides myself. No, Paul wasn't there, but it was like I think it was maybe Will, Connor, Tim, Brandon.
And consequently, Paul's picking 11s.
In our league, what is he picking?
Sixth.
Let's see here.
Fourth.
Paul is picking 1.
Oh
Oh.
man.
Yeah, he got the number 1 pick.
I wonder
So
what he's going.
who's your number 1 pick?
Who would
Like
be
if
my
you
number
had it.
1 pick?
Yeah. Like if you were going first overall, who would you take?
I'd have to go running back, man. I'd have to take the best running back out there. And a lot of people say Bijan Robinson is going to be the best back this year. I don't think I could get away from Saquon Barkley, to be honest with you. I'd have to go with Saquon.
That's a sound pick. I mean, Henry was such a
Not much has
stud.
changed from the Eagles from last year, you know.
Well, they lost. I think most of what they lost. Well, they lost their center, right?
Oh yeah, he retired, but that was a year ago. They lost their center like they didn't have him last year. He
Okay.
retired the year before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But so they mostly lost on defensive line then. So that doesn't affect Barkley all that much.
I mean, it's tough to beat Henry last year, but he's how old is he now? 33?
Oh, he's not that old.
He's at least
He's
32.
he's in his 30s for sure. But
I think
I just
the
I
year
mean
that I
he's going
get
to
him
be
will be.
good. I just don't think he's going to be like number 1 overall pick worthy.
They've been predicting his demise for at least 2 years now,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that
He's 28.
Henry?
No,
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry. I'm talking about Saquon Barkley. You
Oh
say
Oh,
no,
Henry?
not
no.
Barkley. No, no, no.
Henry is probably 31, I would imagine.
I think he's
33.
31 or 32.
He is 31.
Oh, geez, he's younger than I thought.
But that's like old and running
I
back.
guess they were
But he's
predicting
another
him.
workhorse. I mean, last year he did up like fucking 1,900 fucking yards. He
Yep.
almost got 2,000 yards.
I guess part of the reason they were predicting his downfall so early because of his usage. You know, he's just been a workhorse, and eventually he's going to break down. Obviously, he's human, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll be this year. It
He's a
only
big fucking dude, man.
it'll only happen if you get him this year. That'll be the year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. McKay, you know what though? This might be the year to take McCaffrey because he usually is up a year, down a year, you
Yeah.
know. And last year he was hurt most of the year. So means this year he might play all year.
Yeah, I wouldn't go McCaffrey if I had number 1, but if I'm like number 4 or 5 and he's on the board, I'd be happy to take him there, you know.
Tough choice because
What's your view on Ashton Genty?
well, he's gonna get the carries, you know, but like Vegas might not have the lead in the second half a lot, so they'll have to pass. Maybe they'll still. Does he catch? That's what I
Yeah.
don't.
I think he does.
Yeah, he's
I
a
think
receiving back.
I think the only rap I've heard on him was maybe his pass protection, which will keep him out on certain passing downs if you're counting on your back picking up a blitz and stuff like that. But
Well, I look at it this way. Pete Carroll is now the coach of that football team. They've got Geno Smith as a quarterback. They've got options to throw to. You know, I think they're going to go back to the fucking true Pete Carroll shit and just mix it up, pass and fucking run. Back in the day when
Yeah.
he was at Seattle, I mean, he had Marshawn Lynch. He used him a lot. And I just I think that's going to be the new Marshawn Lynch for him.
Yeah. Now, if I was picking towards the end of the first round, I would definitely take a flyer on him, knowing
Well, if
that,
he's there at 9 tomorrow, he's probably my choice.
yeah, because then you can back that up with an early second round wide receiver.
Right. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna let the dog out. He's bothering the shit out of me.
Raiders will be better next year. I mean, that's for sure.
Eh, who? Well, they got Myers at wide receiver who wants a trade,
Yeah, he wants a trade.
and then they signed who was it, Cooper?
Yeah.
Who like
No, Cooper.
Cooper's that dude's done.
He didn't go to the Rams.
I think he went to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Williams went to the Rams. No, he went to the Chargers. Um,
Williams went back to the Chargers. Yeah, you can see like our football knowledge is not as good as our baseball. Huh?
well, I think my football knowledge is actually overall not as good as my baseball knowledge, but for fantasy purposes, I don't need to know like individual defenders at all. Like I just need to know like who's going to have a good defense and special teams,
I think if I knew more,
which is
I would agonize
tricky.
I would agonize over my picks more, but ignorance is bliss, right? So I just
Yeah,
take whoever I make a list and I just take whoever's next and just
that's kind of
I keep
like I
track
don't
of
even
bye
make a
weeks.
for football. I don't even make a list. I trust the experts for the most part.
I
And it's
mean I
like,
keep
yeah, I know. Like there are sometimes to jump the gun on like, you know, the website's telling me to take this running back, but I already have a running back. And looking at the list of like the next 5 or 6 running backs, none of them are inspiring. This might be the time to like jump, early on a tight end or a defense or a kicker or something, make those kind of deviation from
I mean,
the
I would almost
predictions.
like
But
auto draft it with my custom list if it wasn't especially for bye weeks, and then roster construction. I don't want to take a I don't know a second
uh,
tight end before I have a second quarterback or something
yeah,
like you know.
I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to bye weeks because I totally don't like do a good job of planning for that, and I end up with like, you know, I'm at the end of the draft and it's like, oh shit, I need to pick up 6 guys in week 8 because like everybody has week 8 bye week because I was going with the best player available,
I was
not
thinking about it
thinking
though.
about that shit.
Is it? It's. I think it might be okay to have a disastrous bye week and then just get it over with, and then you're at full strength the rest of the season. But the way I do it, I tend to like distribute it.
Yeah.
So that just means I can possibly lose all those weeks too. So I don't know. It's like
I mean, I'm pretty happy to like have one tight end, one kicker, and one defense at the end of the draft, so long as I know like somebody's going to get injured at some point, and then I can pick up the defense for the bye week, and I can pick up the kicker for the bye week, and I can pick up the tight end for the bye week, and not really like need to roster those,
yeah.
backups for the whole entire season. But then, sometimes that comes back to bite you in the ass because you could have had a really good backup that, you know, if you're not using your other backups because of matchups and stuff, and you've got like your good starting lineup, then yeah, when you have to put in whatever shitty kicker you can pick up and he doesn't he's
I
on a
don't
crappy
care about the
team.
kickers or the defense, but
Oh,
I do roster a backup tight end, and this was a happy consequence of that because last year I took Laporta
mhm.
as my tight end, and he disappointed. But as my backup tight end, I took Brock Bowers, and
Uh,
he like
yeah.
saved my year because I did a pretty lousy job last
I'm
year.
shocked that he went after Laporta, to be honest.
It
Oh, I
was
got Bowers last year. That's because
yeah.
Laporta was gone like first one.
I was telling Norm
Laporta's
that
going to have a bounce back year though.
Norm
He,
doesn't sometimes or all the time doesn't take a backup tight end, and I was telling that I always take a backup tight end. I don't worry about kickers and defense, but last year my backup tight end was Bowers. I took Laporta first, and then not first round, but I mean my first tight end, and then I got Bowers. Oh, I'll take this Bowers guy, and of course I ended up
Yeah, and I think
starting
you took him
Bowers.
like 2 picks before I was going or something like he was so like, "Oh, he's gonna make it to me." And it's like, fuck, Lou's got 2 tight ends and I've got none.
well, you can always use one in your flex spot. If they're both really good.
I don't think I played Laporta hardly at all last year. So
Well, wasn't he out a few games and then he was just banged up? He was he's like CJ Stroud, another one going through that sophomore slump. I think CJ Stroud's going to be a lot better this year because if you look at it last year, he had Nico Collins was hurt most of the year, and then Tank Dell went down. So he didn't have a whole lot of people to throw to. Now this year in the backfield, he's got those guys back. I don't know if Dell's back yet, but
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
Dell's.
Dill's back.
Yeah,
he's got most of his guys back. But the problem, well, the other thing too is he doesn't have Mixon, but they picked up Nick Chubb this year.
which I don't know if he's much of a receiver.
He's not, but I mean, it's still, it's not
He'll
a guy.
balance the offense.
Oh, you know who they got? They got Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
And then they picked up Jaden Higgins at rookie wide receiver. But Dalton Schultz still got him. Yeah, Tank Dell, he's out for at least 4 games.
Yeah, and he had a really bad injury, so like, who knows even when he's back if he's gonna be the guy that he was before.
Right. But, with Nico Collins and Christian Kirk, I mean, that might not be bad.
This book I get every year was talking about not just the sophomore jinx, but the specifically for tight ends. And they were warning against Laporta last year, and I didn't listen. I was like I nodded my head and I said that's nice, but I still took him. But I would have, if I hadn't lucked out, really it was lucking out getting Bowers. I got him late. I don't know what round it was. I think it was like the 11th round or something. If
So
I had
check this
gotten
out.
Bowers, I probably would have won 3 games last year.
So we were talking about the Raiders earlier. I mean, they got Gianti as their running back, okay? But then they got Brock Bowers, a tight end, Jacoby Myers, wide receiver, Geno Smith, quarterback, Dante Thornton Jr., a rookie wide receiver. They got Amari Cooper on that team. And then they got another rookie receiver, Jack Beck, who's everybody's expecting, kind of like Lad McConkey kind of results out of him this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So
And then they got Raheem
Adams
Mostert
went
as their
to the
backup
Rams.
running back.
Adams went to the
And
Rams, right? He didn't go to Vegas.
still got Mike Meyer, too, as another tight end. So they've got plenty of, they got
I,
weapons,
I
man.
think Adams might have went to the Rams.
Yeah. I thought you said Vegas before.
Who,
No,
Devontae
he
Adams?
yeah,
No, Devontae Adams went to you said Rams?
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
he's with
on
the
the Raiders
Rams.
before he went to the Jets, and now he went to the Rams.
Yeah.
But he might be kind of getting to that point where, he's not a first round dude by any stretch of the imagination
No,
anymore.
no,
No.
no.
No, he's 33 years old right now. He'll be 34 before the season's over with.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's like a good bench guy, flex type guy, if you want to go that way, depending on stuff. But he's no longer like the stud he once was.
Yeah, another one at 33. He's a little older than Keenan Allen, if that tells you anything.
Where's he now?
Keenan Allen's back with the Chargers.
Where did Mike Williams go?
He went to the Chargers, I believe, too.
I think he went to the Jets.
No,
No.
he was on the Jets and they traded him to Pittsburgh. And I'm pretty
Well,
sure
Mike
he went.
Williams is no longer with the Chargers. I think Mike Williams might be with Pittsburgh still.
No, I can guarantee you he's not with Pittsburgh. I
Maybe
think
he's
he went
not
back to the
anywhere.
Chargers.
Hold on.
Although
Mike
I don't.
Williams is with Pittsburgh, but he's not signed, so I think he's
No, he signed.
he's
He
he's an
signed.
active coach decision or not on a roster. So I just don't think he signed with anybody after the
No, he
season.
signed with the Chargers, but I don't know if he made the team.
Well, Yahoo's not recognizing that. They're staying he's still with Pittsburgh.
Oh, Yahoo. We all know about Yahoo.
Oh, Yahoo.
Like, I was trying to pick up NA guys this week, and like out of the top listed prospects, like there's a lot of them that aren't on Yahoo at all. Like, you can't pick them up.
Here's my question. What do you think about Cam Scatabo for the New York Giants?
I don't know.
Who's their other running back?
Well, they got Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy?
Who else do they have? They have somebody else.
They have to have somebody else, right?
I don't think so. Hold on.
A lot of people like the Scatterbo dude.
Devin Singletary.
Singletary.
Oh,
But they're thinking Scadabu's like RB2.
That's probably the guy with the most upside.
I think they're going to use
yeah,
him
but I don't
kind
think
of like
he doesn't have like breakaway speed, so he's
yeah, he
gonna.
does.
Yeah, I think he's like a 4.6 guy, 4.5.
Where do you think Brees Hall will go? I think he'll be depressed because of Braylon Allen being there, right?
The scouting report I saw on him was that he's not going to be an every down back, and he has his good points, but he also will not be playing a lot.
All right, Norm. Caleb Johnson for Pittsburgh. I know how you're a Steelers fan. Where do you see him?
Well, they just extended Warren for 2 years. Johnson didn't exactly impress in the preseason. So, like, I think they're counting on him being the bell cow back at some point in the future, but I just don't know about, if it's going to happen this year. Like, supposedly he ran in the same kind of system. Like, Iowa apparently plays the same offense and defensive system that the Steelers do, which is why we draft so many guys from there. But I don't like the Steelers' offensive line coach and his system at all. Like, I can't believe they brought him back again. And I just don't know if the line's going to be able to work in his system to open holes for the running back that he needs to have to be successful. So, I'll be happy to see him be successful, of course, but do I count on it? Hell no.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think of the Bears now?
I don't think they're a playoff team yet.
It's like you were hiring them last year than this year.
Oh. Yeah, that was just because of the quarterback wide receiver situation in the first round. The two high picks. And
But now you've got a good coach, maybe.
well,
Promisingly, anyway.
you learned a lot about that head coach last year when he brought in a fucking the worst fucking offensive coordinator in the league, who was fired from one of the worst fucking offenses in the league. So, the problem with some of these guys is a lot of these coaches have the same agents, and the agents are dictating who's going to be on their fucking goddamn coaching staff a lot of times, you know? So, the problem with the Bears coaching staff is Trace Armstrong, who was an ex-Bear, was the agent for a lot of these fucking guys.
Trace
So it was
Armstrong's an
almost like
agent?
Trace Armstrong put together the goddamn coaching staff, and it was mismatched, and it was just like he's just trying to make money, get himself, do his job, and all that other shit. But he basically fucking put us 3 years behind with all that bullshit. So it was stupid. It was put together wrong, and I don't think that's so much the GM's fault because it's the head coach. It's got his choice on who he wants to hire as his offensive coordinator and all the other shit.
But isn't
But
the Bears' new head coach was the Lions OC, right?
Yeah.
So who's the Bears OC right now?
oh fuck, what was his name?
Jets new
I can't
OC.
remember.
The Jets new OC is the Lions. I think he was the quarterback coach last year. That's the Jets OC.
You got the defensive coordinator from him. That's your head coach.
Yeah. But
So
I think
you
the
got he
quarterback
used to
coach
play for
is
the
the
Jets
OC
back in the
now of
day,
the
didn't
Jets.
he?
What?
Didn't he used
Aaron
to play
Glenn?
for the Jets back in the
Yeah,
day?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was a all pro for the Jets.
That might not be a bad move
You
for
can never
them.
tell,
I mean, yeah, well, sometimes you can tell, like when your
He's not
coach hires Matt Canada as his offensive coordinator.
not going to be as big an idiot. He's not going to be as big an idiot as a head coach as Salah was. And I think Salah, went back to San Fran, and he might do a good job of the defense. There's just some guys that's their limit. He shouldn't be
Yeah.
the head coach. Salah should never have been the head coach.
Is he with Minnesota now?
He's back with San Fran.
Oh, San Fran, that's right.
Yeah, I kind of wish the Steelers had kept Flores as the DC instead of Terrell Austin. Yeah,
Flores from Miami went to Pittsburgh.
he went to Pittsburgh because he was suing the NFL for like
Yeah, and
discrimination
now
and
he's in
stuff, and then
Minnesota.
um, Tomlin hired him to give him a job. Like he just gave him like a defensive consultant position, and he turned that in 1 year into going to Minnesota to be the DC. Last year, he was
I
the
think
DC, and
Minnesota's got a couple of good coaches there. The head coach
oh
and,
fuck
and
yeah,
Flores is a DC. I mean, I don't know what Miami's. I don't know what they. I don't know what the. I don't know.
Miami's like Cincinnati Southeast, sort of how Dallas has become Cincinnati South.
But
Like,
that's a
what do you
tough.
think of that fucking Micah Parsons trade, for instance? Like, that was nuts.
I think Jerry Jones is a fucking idiot.
Well, you're not alone there.
You know what? It's just here's the thing with him. He's got this attitude. Basically, he doesn't want to win a Super Bowl. He wants to get just close to keep people hanging on because the minute you do, then people get a little too like, expecting of another one and then get all pissy if they don't get one 2 years in a row. But
He wants to win a Super Bowl, but they haven't been
I
in what,
don't
30
think he
years now.
does. You know what he wants to do? He wants to pad his pockets and his family
Yeah.
trust. That's the reason he doesn't spend all that money. He keeps it. He left like 25 million on from the cap on the board last year. And that went into his family trust. He's doing the same thing this year as he does every year. Pocketing his own, lining his own
Well,
pockets. Fuck the
I
fans.
think the Parsons thing was more about pride than dollars and cents because he's got to know that, like, if you're going to pay Prescott what you're paying him, you've got to maximize those years. And I don't know enough to know, but I suspect that letting Parsons go is not going to make the Cowboys better this year.
Um,
You know,
I there's two lines of argument in that what fucked the Cowboys last year was they had no run defense. And in addition to two number ones, they got an albeit kind of old, but all pro pedigreed run stuffer from the Packers. Now, does this make them a better team? That's, you know, something we'll find out over the next few months. But um,
it seems to be the
he
kind of
also is
trade.
paid like top fucking money for uh, Prescott and also CD Lamb. So it's like
They brought Pickens in,
they
your boy.
brought Pickens in, who they'll have to either pay or not. Um,
That
but
trade though, that Cowboys Packers trade seems like the kind of trade where, like, I haven't heard anybody on either side think that, or is happy with that trade.
I've heard a lot of this is a lose-lose trade.
Yeah. Like Bob is a Packers fan, in our league, and
Yeah,
I don't think he liked that trade, and I guess I don't think the Cowboys fans like the trade. So I don't know. I don't know who likes it.
but yeah. But the other thing, going back to what Jeff was saying about like leaving money on the table, is you have to spend the money at some point. Like you have a 3-year window that you have to spend X percentage of the salary cap, or like you get problems with the union and stuff. So like you can't just like do what baseball teams do, where they pocket their revenue sharing and put out a shitty team that has no high paid players every year. In football, like you have to hit a certain spending level or penalties start happening,
It would be good if they could
including
ever.
up to like you have to get rid of the team if you don't meet these
It
things.
would be good if they could pass a modified version of that in baseball. I mean, it's so fucking hard to pass anything in baseball, but it's
Oh, I
shitty.
think like a revenue floor or a spending
Yeah,
floor would be. And I think the A's actually ran up against that this year. That's why they signed
that's why they
Severino and a
signed
couple of other
Severino.
guys.
Yeah,
Like you have to spend some money, or we're gonna like put the clamps on you. But in the NFL, it's like much more codified. Like you have like a 3-year window to spend
well,
X amount of your
it's
salary
a
cap.
it's a real cap in football too.
Well, it's a real cap, but it's also a real floor. It's not a one season floor,
But
but it's a
baseball, they don't have to have a
three
real
rolling
floor, but they
season
could
floor.
have,
Oh, they could, yeah.
because it's ridiculous. Like the Pirates, for example, that's just ridiculous that they didn't try to go for it this year in that division, especially going into the season, thinking that the Brewers were nothing and the Cubs were pretty good and the Cardinals are, blah, like there's no reason that the Pirates couldn't have looked at your young pitching and gone like, Jesus, we could get a decent outfielder, and instead they have like Pham and McCutcheon. I love Pham and McCutcheon, but I mean, like, come on, do you really want to go in the season like Pham and McCutcheon or 2 or 3 starting outfielders? It's just
Is McCutcheon actually playing the outfield, or is he just a DH?
no, he's playing like,
He's playing.
but yeah, you're right. I don't know for sure how much he's playing in the field.
Yeah, I thought he was kind of a DH at this point, and he is like a franchise fucking like one of the trivia questions that was asked in the last week. Like I wanted to answer Andrew McCutcheon to it.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't remember
yeah.
what the question was, but
Well, I
it's
said you're
like,
so close, and then you guessed Marte. Yeah,
oh, that was it. Yeah.
he's the active stolen base leader in baseball right now. Is Marte?
Yeah. He's still, like I don't want him on my fantasy team by any means, but at
He was
the
on my
same
team this
time,
year.
yeah, I mean, I could see picking him up for like in a pinch for an injury and stuff,
Well,
but
he's the third best player on Pittsburgh right now, behind
yeah,
Brian Reynolds and O'Neill Cruz.
The only reason I dropped McCutcheon is because then he went to the bench. He was a starting player. He went to the bench, and I think that he was a starting player again after that.
Yeah. Now he's like the Cam Hayward of the Pirates. Like he'll be there as long as he wants to be. They can't fucking cut him.
He's
He'll
a better
probably.
he's a better player than Hayward.
Yeah, Hayward's a fucking beast, dude.
Would you be surprised if they announced that this is going to be his last year and they have some sort of ceremony for him? I could see him deciding about right now, like, you know what? I'm not going to come back after this.
McCutcheon?
Yeah.
What does he need to prove? I mean, yeah, maybe he still just wants to play, but I mean,
From what I
let's
can tell, he still enjoys playing.
yeah, but he's also going to be 39 years old here in another month.
I didn't know
Like,
he
is
was
he
that old.
is he running up against any like, you know, Hall of Fame credentialed number type stuff? Where is he at in home runs, RBIs, stolen bases?
He's one away from 250 in home runs. I mean, he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. He's the
Yeah.
Hall of Very Good. I mean, he's got a career OPS of 812,
Very nice.
1,600 hits.
I mean,
That's 100 more
well,
than
look at
Tim
it this
Foley.
way: if he wants to play next year, he'll probably have an opportunity to play next year because he'll play for cheap for the Pirates.
Yeah.
I don't know if any other
The
team would
Pirates are
want
the
him.
only one.
Yeah, but and they have a reason to want him because he's like a fucking franchise icon.
So I don't understand who the Pirates have coming up. So they probably have some really great
They have a
prospects that I
bunch
don't
of
know about.
pitchers,
But
but
like
they're mostly already up.
they get rid of Cabrian Hayes and Falefa, IKF. So who are these guys that are just busting down the doors to get full playing time?
I don't know that they have any like positional players that are busting down the door to get playing
Jared
time.
Triolo? I mean, I don't
He's
know. I just that team for a brief time was a kind of a smart team for just a few years, and I don't know what they're doing now. I know they're
When were
saving
these
money.
years? Like the 1980s?
No, no, I mean like in the mid 2000 teens. They were one of the first teams that did a lot of defense. I bought a book about it, Big Data Baseball or something, and it was about the Pirates, and they were one of the first teams that was doing a lot of defensive positioning, not necessarily shifts, but just a lot of positioning. And
Mhm.
they had a good team those years in McCutcheon's prime, Marte. But I don't know what they're doing now. Like, it's not just to save money. You don't get rid of Isaiah Kiner Falefa to save money. So I don't know what they're doing. So that's what I'm asking.
No,
Like, do they
they
have these
do get
great?
rid of him to save money because they save like, you know, part of $1 million by letting him go.
Yeah,
And also they might be doing him a favor by, you know, giving him an
Getting rid of him just so he
opportunity.
can go find somebody to latch
Yeah,
on to and help
yeah,
out somebody during the postseason.
yeah.
Toronto wanted him
Save a
too,
little
right?
money and do right by the player kind of thing. But
You never know. The player could actually be asking for this.
oh yeah, and that we may or may not hear about. But
Exactly.
no, the
Maybe
Pirates fucking ownership is amongst the worst in baseball,
it's
easily.
terrible. It's terrible because it's so obvious that they're not trying at all. Not
I
I
think, and this is something that you and I should be excited about, Lou, is that Skeens and his wife bought a place in New York.
didn't.
And he's still years away from free agency, but you think they're signing him to a second contract?
Gonna sign with the Mets.
But that's the thing. Okay, so you can't sign Skeens to his superstar deal, but you have Skeens right now. They wasted an entire year this year. You don't know what could have happened if they had done things a little differently. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just
No,
don't.
but the owners are fucking cheap. Like, like I don't really like hang out on pirate, you know, internet sites, but I do hang out on Steeler ones and they bitch about the Pirates ownership all the fucking day long. Even when we're supposed to be talking about football, they bitch about the Pirates ownership.
I don't mind if you're I don't mind if you're a small market and you tank a few years to get ready to go, like when you have big prospects come up and they hit like Skeens. So here we are.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it this year. And I don't know what they're going to do next year. We'll see.
Yeah, no, Houston did that and they made it work. You know, back in, you know, they
I
picked
mean,
Carlos Correa and various other people that may or may not have worked out early in the draft. Like they had the number one pick like several years in a row, right?
it's got to be very tough to be a Pirates fan because it's not like the team's incompetent and then you get smarter people in and it'll change. It's like it's not going to change because they're not trying at all. They're not maximizing even what they have.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah, no,
situation that they're in, it's just terrible.
like the Pirates ownership is the only other team I can think of in like baseball and football that has shittier ownership would be the Browns.
Yeah. Well, I think the
Like
Browns,
the Browns never do
besides
anything right.
besides the Watson contract, I thought the Browns did an okay job after that was, and I bet you that was from the ownership.
Oh
I
yeah.
bet you, you know, I thought under the circumstances they did okay fielding a semi-competitive team. They brought in these uh, garbage heap quarterbacks, and they somehow did okay with them. But that Watson thing is gonna strangle them for most of the rest of the 20s, right? I mean, it's just terrible. Such a and it was that and it's not hindsight, everybody, a casual fan like me down to anybody else, knew that that was a really dumb thing
Yeah.
to do at the time.
And the
You know?
funny thing is I just saw a thing where they think that Watson might be back by week 10, at which point they're going to have to get rid of one of their two rookie quarterbacks or Joe Flacco to roster Watson.
No, they'll probably release him.
I thought they already did. No,
No.
No, they got him on the PUP.
But is this the last year of his deal or does he got next year?
no,
No,
no.
let me
So
look it up.
if they let him go next year, if they let him go this year, then his cap hit accelerates for all the guaranteed money from next
Well, you're
year.
paying the guaranteed money regardless.
Yeah.
I mean,
And all of it was guaranteed. That's the thing.
that's the
Like,
dumbest fucking thing. It's like, dude didn't play for a fucking year. Houston made off like a bandit on that one. I'm
fuck yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, like talk about like Herschel Walker and trades and stuff, but fucking Houston
to get
fleeced
rid
them.
of to get rid of a problem, like they must have been overjoyed with that. They must have had to like muffle, like must have had to tell the rest of the people in the room to shut up so they could just
Oh
like
yeah.
keep a calm. Yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds like something. Well, we'll look into that. They must have hung up and be like, "Holy shit!"
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it.
You won't believe what this idiot just did.
That contract is so bad that the quarterback market was not affected by that contract. Like they just kind of threw that out there as a complete outlier. Nobody has said like, well, Deshaun's going to get 54 million a year guaranteed or whatever it was. It didn't, like they just threw it out like it's like it never happened because it was
Well,
so beyond
You
anything.
want to hear what the trade was? So he was traded by the Texans with a 2024 sixth-round pick, and it turned into Will Reichard, who's a kicker. That it was traded to somebody. I think it traded to the Vikings. Probably Will Reichard, a kicker, was picked with that pick for first round pick, 13th overall in 2022, which is Jordan Davis. 2022 fourth round pick, Damian Pierce. 2023 first round pick, 12th overall, subsequently traded to Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs. 2023 third round pick, and that was also traded again, Jalen Hyatt. I don't know where he plays. 2024 first round pick. So 3 first round picks.
yeah.
a fourth and a third, and another fourth coming up here. But that was Brian Thomas because that got traded to, I think, is it the Jacksonville? Is it the
Jacksonville.
wide receiver?
Yeah, he's a stud.
And then 2024 fourth round pick, Cade Stover.
And Watson was
But Jesus Christ, you
Watson
got
was
hosed.
already in trouble. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It didn't happen after the fact, and it wasn't bad luck or timing. It was just like they knew this, all of this going in. And
Yeah.
and the thing is, you know, he didn't play very much, but when he played, he was terrible. You know, it wasn't just like he played well, but he wasn't available. No, he sucked. He was terrible. He was worse than the other quarterbacks that they got off the scrappy.
Mhm.
Much worse. He was like the worst quarterback in football. You
There's a
know,
reason there's a saying out there that the Browns are going to brown.
anyways, but oh, jeez.
Although
Terrible.
I have to say, like, bringing back to the Cowboys is they gave a pretty shitty contract to their quarterback. Not as shitty as Watson's, but close, really. And then they also made um, the trade for Trey Lance, who the fucking 49ers
He's
mortgaged the
gone.
fucking
He
thing.
gone.
Yeah, but like that trade that the 49ers made to pick him,
Yeah.
like that was pretty fucking bad too.
Off of like a one COVID year, like where did he play? Like
Yeah,
North
yeah.
Dakota or something? Jesus.
Like I was hoping the Steelers would pick him, but they pick in the 20s. And San Francisco traded up to like number 3, and it was like 3 first-round picks plus to get Lance, and he barely ever played for him.
Dumb stuff.
But I have to say the NFL draft is much more of a crapshoot than the baseball one.
Maybe now, but it wasn't
Well,
like that before.
I mean, you can survive missing on a number 1 pick in baseball much more than you can in football. Like in football, your number 1 pick, especially if you're at the top of the fucking draft, like you expect that dude to contribute this year. Where in baseball, you never expect that guy to contribute this year. And sometimes, you run into Paul Skeens and he does.
I mean, it is happening
You know,
more now, where you
I mean,
take
it's
a
happening a
guy,
lot more
you take a guy
often in
one
baseball now.
year and he plays the next year. You know,
Well, but
it used to
they,
be, it never was like that before. You know, like it was like apples and oranges with the baseball and football draft because you're taking football players, they're going to play that same year. You know, that's why the draft was always more exciting than the MLB
Mhm.
draft. But it's changing.
But
It's not quite apples and oranges. It's like
it is, and they, put incentives
mangoes
in
and
there for
plums
that
or
to
something.
happen. Like if you get,
Papaya and
you bring your kid up at the start of the season and he wins an award, you get an extra draft pick.
yeah.
Here's a question for you. In the last 25 years, the first pick overall, how many times was it not a quarterback?
25 years?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd say 6.
I'll go higher. I'll say, I'll cut you off. I'll say 7.
No, it was 6.
Oh, nice. I couldn't have won anyway.
Not bad. Here, I'll share the fucking screen with you guys so
I
you
know
can
Barkley
see.
was one. Some pass rushers.
Oops. My bad. Sorry. Um, no, but like going from like right here, Michael Vick on up. You got Michael Vick, David Carr, Carson Palmer, Eli Manning, Alex Smith. Then you got Mario Williams, defensive end. Jamarcus Russell, biggest bust ever. Then you got Jake Long, tight tackle. Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford, Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, then Eric Fisher, tackle. And here's the thing: it's tackles or defensive ends
Yeah.
that are doing it. You know, Jadeveon Clowney after that, Jameis Winston, Goff, there's Myles Garrett, and then you got Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Trayvon Walker. Where the hell's he been? Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward.
Oh, there are more tackles in there than I thought there would be, but
Got 2 tackles and 3 defensive ends, or 4 defensive ends.
So every first round pick, every first overall pick that I can see on here has either been a tackle, defensive end, or quarterback. Right? Is there anybody? Oh, running back. There must be Saquon's in there, right? No, he wasn't number one.
John
No,
Carter
not number 1 overall.
in 1995.
The last running back was
Keyshawn?
Kajana Carter,
Yeah.
and he fucking proved to be a bust.
Yep.
Who was it?
Kajana Carter, right here, Cincinnati Bengals, Penn State.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson's a wide receiver. I'm talking about running back.
Oh, I thought we were just searching for non-tackles, defensive ends, or quarterbacks.
Oh, I thought you were talking running back. That's why I brought up Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson was a number 1 overall. That actually, he would have been a fucking Hall of Famer if he would have fucking not got hurt.
Right.
This guy, Steve Entman, he was a bust.
According to draft priority, the highest paid guys in football should be defensive ends, tackles, and quarterbacks. And I don't think that's true.
No, it is. Other than wide receivers, but even
Tackles aren't making more than wide receivers.
tackles are making a lot of money if you're good, but maybe not wide receiver money. But they
If you
will
look at it, before 2000, there wasn't a quarterback being taken first every fucking time. I mean, it was a big mix of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like at 2000 on, boom, it was quarterbacks. Give me a quarterback.
Well, they changed the rules.
What do you mean?
Like they made it a passing league.
Yeah, well,
like
that was that West Coast
in a passing
offense
league,
that
you
came into
need
play.
that quarterback. And I mean, if you look at that list of quarterbacks, how many of them turned out to be good? All of those number 1 picks, like some of them did, not, a good percentage. You're taking a lottery pick and you're sacrificing your future to take this lottery pick to try and get that guy. And
Let's
if you
go
get
since
that
1980
wrong,
here. John Elway hit. Vinny Testaverde somewhat hit.
But back to Elway.
Hit. Jeff George sucked.
He didn't suck.
Drew Bledsoe, he had his moment, but he didn't fucking have a long career. Peyton Manning, fucking Hall of Famer. Tim Couch, fucking dud. Michael Vick, fucking dog killer. But he was a good player, though. David Carr, bust. Carson Palmer, fair. Eli Manning, Hall of Famer. Alex Smith, fair. Jamarcus Russell, complete bust. Matthew Stafford, probably a Hall of Famer. Sam Bradford, complete bust. Cam Newton, I'm going to say fair, because you know what? He did not live up. I mean, yes, he did win a championship, but he had more bad years than he had good years. Andrew Luck would have been a Hall of Famer if he stayed in the game. Jameis Winston's had a fair career. Goff, pretty damn good career so far. Baker Mayfield, fair to good. Joe Burrow, great career. Trevor
You
Lawrence.
skipped over Kyler Murray.
Oh, Kyler Murray? So far, he's a bust. Same thing with Trevor Lawrence. So far, he's a bust. So far, Bryce Young's a bust. So far, Caleb Williams a bust. And we don't know enough about Cam Ward, but the last 4 have a lot to prove.
I'm not saying they deserve to be first overall, but Alex Smith was a decent quarterback, and David Carr was I thought he was all right too. I mean,
Alex Smith was a decent quarterback. He
It took
just,
him a long time to become a decent quarterback, though.
yeah, that and he never really took his team to a fucking championship.
Which is, of course, the thing you want out of your number one pick,
Yeah,
be that guy that takes your team to a championship.
exactly.
And, we looked at the number one picks, but haven't seen like what teams have given up to get that number one pick when they didn't already have it.
I guess Trayvon Walker's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's all right, but he's not
They
like,
changed up they changed up his they must have changed their whole defense from 23 to 24 because they had him as a right outside linebacker, and now he's considered right defensive end. So they went from a
they went for
4-3-4 to a 4-3.
yeah, yeah.
And look what it's done for him. 10 sacks. I wouldn't be sad about that.
Yeah. Now that's like putting your guy in the right position to succeed.
What'd you think about Arch Manning's bad day?
How about Alabama?
Well,
Paul's
there's,
Alabama got
right?
fucking smoked.
Paul's a Bama fan, right?
Yeah, big time.
I don't think Manning's coming out this year. No fucking way. He's making way too much money
He's gay?
being a college player, and he needs like he'll make more money this year than he'll make in his first 3 years in the NFL. And
He's
if
only-
he
to keep him in
can go back,
college.
He's only
Huh?
Peyton. He's
Well-
only Peyton's and Eli's nephew, right? He's like the sister's kid,
Right.
right?
He's
Yeah, but-
Cooper's son, I
yeah,
believe.
if you believe the legend, is his dad was the best athlete of all of the Manning children, of Archie's kids, but he got fucked up like with an injury or something and didn't make it to the pros kind of thing. But he was always the like golden son of Archie Manning, and this is his son.
So he's like Joe Kennedy Jr., right?
Yeah, something like that.
Died in the war. Supposedly he was better than John, JFK, and Bobby.
He
So-
died in the war,
yeah.
and then he came back and put up like 15 3,000 passing yard seasons in the NFL.
I like how those four sons, like Ted was the only one left, and I'm sure that he was the least promising of the four, but he was the one that was left. So what are we gonna
Yeah.
do?
But yeah, from what I've read, like Arch didn't have a good game.
Well, they got
Granted,
completely dominated, right? I didn't watch it, but
well, it was like 14-7, so it wasn't like you got two of the top teams in college football playing a game, and they play a 14-7 defensive game.
yeah, I mean, he
Instead of,
passed
like-
for like under 100 yards, right?
I don't know about that, but it's
think
just
it
the
was.
fact that like a college game ended at 14-7. You expect that to be like Stanford versus,
Right.
Grenoble or something, or like nobody's good at playing football. And it's like, okay, these are two of the top fucking teams in the whole fucking college football, and they play to a 14-7. Like that means defense. Like those teams have fucking defense, or everybody overestimated the offense.
You think they're
Of
better
both
in
teams.
UConn?
I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to college football, to be honest with you. But
Hey, UConn won 52-13. 52-13 they won.
yeah, college.
They played Central Connecticut State University, but
I expect
still.
college games to be like 38-27, 52-43. Like that's how they always go. Like you don't see 14-7 very often. Like they don't play defense in college.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't think Sarkisian knows how to fucking like coach a quarterback. even though he played quarterback in like the Canadian Football League and stuff like that, I just don't think he knows how to coach quarterbacks because you know what? Quinn Ewers was also very touted, you know, and he had rough time fucking under this guy. I think Arch Manning is falling under the same shit.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him stay in school and transfer to another school next year, like a better program with a better quarterback coach.
I don't think he's ready to be a head coach, to be honest with you. He played for the Falcons as an offensive, well, he was with the Falcons offensive coordinator in 17, 18, went to Alabama 19, 20, and then all of a sudden 21, he's the head coach of Texas.
Wait, this guy coached in the 1700s and he's still coaching?
No, 2019, 2020.
No way. Fact check.
You said 1718.
I mean, he played quarterback for the Oakland Raiders back in 2004. Actually, that's coaching career. So he's a quarterback's coach in 2004. Then he was with USC for 3 years, Washington for 4. But even then, the USC quarterbacks came out between 2005 and 2008. Did they do anything?
What fumble? Right?
I don't know. I just think this guy, I don't think it's so much on the player as it is the head coach of Texas.
Or it could all be different in a week. We'll see.
Very much could. But Ewers had a bad time last year. I think when it comes down to it, it's a lot of it's playbook and all that other shit. The buck stops at the head coach. Meh, Shaney.
Did you like what is that from? It's Underdog?
No, that was
It's the frog, see? No, Courageous Cat.
that was that old gangster movies, black and white gangster movies back in the day, like Jimmy Cagney and
Edward G. Robinson.
Yeah, E.G. Robinson.
But Courageous Cat had the character the frog, and he talked like that. He's like, "Hey, Courageous Cat, yeah, it's a frog, see?" He had the big little stuff.
That's because E.G. Robinson looked like a frog.
It's the frog, see? Yeah. Norm is the only one that got or commented on my Quick Draw McGraw reference. Was that a week or two ago? Babaloo, do you know Babaloo? Babaloo from Quick Draw McGraw?
Babaloo, yeah, that was a little fucking guitar playing donkey.
I don't know. It kind of look like.
It just came to me. I'm watching Anthony Recker on MLB Network, and I'm like, oh my god, he reminds me of like Babaloo from Quick Draw McGraw. And I was like, God, I hope that somebody else sees this. I mean, understands it, because otherwise I'll just feel like completely.
Oh, I remember those cartoons from way back in the day. Was that all part of the Penelope Pit Stop shit, or it was like
maybe
it came along with Tennessee Tuxedo and those cartoons?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Huckleberry Hound and
yeah.
Quick Draw McGraw.
Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, man, Crothers was the voice of Hong Kong Phooey.
That's later, yeah.
A little bit later.
Hong Kong Phooey.
El Capone.
Probably like 8 or 10 years ago, I went to see some rapper, and his grandmother was someone who sang on the Felix the Cat. Felix the Cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. And he had like these little Felix the Cat bowls, like glass bowls that look like Felix the Cat. And my roommate bought me one while we were at the show.
He made up that story when he was on acid.
Maybe, who knows? But
that's one way. It's a good sales pitch. That's how he got to sell those Felix Cat bowls. It's like, who the fuck are gonna buy these? Hey, just come up with a story, dude.
Pretty lazy lyrics on that Felix the Cat. You know, I mean, like Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. That's giving up. Come on, you gotta come up with something better in the meeting than that. Come on,
Whenever he gets in a mix, he reaches into his bag of tricks.
that's all right.
Yeah.
But repeating wonderful, first of all, is such a bland adjective, and then just to repeat it, it's terrible. That's
Well,
really copping out. You know, it's
it was the Mad Men years, Lou.
Which one was the turtle that would go back in time?
Tudor the Turtle.
With Mr. Wizard?
that one.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Tudor the Turtle.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, that was all part of the whole like Tennessee Tuxedo Crew.
Yep.
Quick Draw McGraw, I think, was part of that.
Quick Draw McGraw.
And then I think
Hanna-Barbera.
yeah, it's funny. It's like going to like the theme parks back in the day. You know, you got Looney Tunes was like, Great America. Hanna-Barbera was like Kings Island. If you go there, they got all like the Hanna-Barbera shit.
I loved cartoons, and the worst cartoons that I can think of is the Disney stuff.
Now, yeah.
Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck.
I mean, it's cute and everything. I mean, you know what's better? Like, what took over for the cartoons for Disney are the Pixar movies and shit.
But I never
That's the thing that makes the money now.
I never took my kids to Disney World because I hate Disney World.
It's overpriced.
And I don't know. I don't think I really feel guilty about it, but I remember saying to them like, well, if you want to go to Disney World, when you grow up, you make your money and you go to Disney World. But I'm not going to Disney World because I hate Disney World. And it's such a ridiculous expense. I could handle it maybe if I enjoyed it, but I hate everything about Disney. I hate Disney World and I hate the cartoons. I hate Mickey Mouse.
I remember seeing I was watching a documentary on Netflix like shortly after I moved out here, and it was like people had snuck in, cameras in a bag to meetings, like, upper level meetings, and they were like, we have to like hook the children on our message by like the time they're 5 because we'll make them customers for life. And this is like, C-level people talking about this in a quasi public meeting, and it's like, oh yeah, you're as evil as I think you are. And I'm so happy to watch them completely like torch and burn their entire fucking corporate structure with bad decisions over the last few years.
Like, I just hate Mickey Mouse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's people like you that, all you do is complain, You complain about how much it costs to get in the park, but, it takes a lot of money, a lot of people to run this park. You fucking asshole.
Yeah, well.
Fuck up.
Yeah, now I work with this girl that like is so into Disney, and she goes there all the fucking time, and she can't afford to go there all the fucking time. And I always tell her like, punch the mouse, punch the mouse. Do it for me.
Literally, like if you took a family of 5, to go to Disney World for a fucking like 5-day stay is like paying probably 3 mortgages.
Yeah, you could buy a car for that.
Cash.
Yeah.
But it's like a family of 5 to stay out there is probably 4, probably about a $7,000 vacation.
I went there a couple of times in the 80s, early 90s. My stepmom.
That's when it was a lot cheaper.
My stepmom is a big Disney fan, I think her sister actually ended up working there, like in like retirement years, or whatever. But I just don't get the appeal of it. I enjoyed like going to Universal, but like to wait in line for a ride for an hour and a half or 2 hours, like that's part of your day, and you're just standing there. It makes no sense to me.
Well,
It's
that's why
insane.
you pay the extra like several $100s to get the
The
pass to the
fast.
front of the line, you know?
Oh, it's just so bad.
Yeah,
So
it's
awful.
uh,
So my kids were deprived of that opportunity because Dad wouldn't take them. The vacations that we took in the minivan, staying at Holiday Inn Express and driving out to Chicago and seeing family and staying with family, when we were in Chicago and going up to the Dells, going to South Haven. So some of those vacations, like 2.5 weeks. This is like in that, this is 15 years ago money, but it was like I would get the credit card bill to be like $3,500. That's a lot of money, I think, for a 2.5 week vacation,
well, back in those days, yeah.
and like that is like bottom, that is bare bones. That's a bare bones vacation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to spend more than that. I'm sorry. Your dad's just not going to do it. That was enough, I thought. Jesus.
You know what I prefer to do? I prefer to visit other cities and just explore another city for a day or two, three, you know,
You don't want to
do a
wait in
long
line.
weekend,
You don't
leave
want
on
to
a
wait in line.
Wednesday,
You don't want to
hang
wait in
out till
line for,
Sunday.
you don't want to wait in line for 2 hours to go on a 2-minute ride. That's not appealing.
Oh, dude, well, you got to buy the fucking fast pass, and now that's as much as three of the tickets you just spent to get your
Oh,
friends in, you know?
I hate the whole thing.
It's just like the way they've got to find ways to make money and screw their customers is ridiculous. It's become a privilege to go ride a roller coaster now. Well, it always kind of has been, but um, it's a rich person's game anymore.
I went to
Yeah, I'd
six.
much rather like, go to some other town that I've never been to and like find their lemmings
Yeah,
and hang out there for a couple of days and come home, you know?
that's what I'm talking about.
We went to
You
Six
know,
Flags. Diane and I went to Six Flags in like 1996, maybe, with my sister. She was visiting. The three of us went, and it was kind of a rainy. It was the kind of day. It wasn't raining, but it was like sometimes it would drizzle a little bit, and there was hardly any people there. It was middle of the week. We went on a roller coaster like 6 times in a row. There was like no line. I went. Oh, I mean, it was great. Like actually, I think that's the last time I was ever on a roller coaster. Like, it was. I got completely sick of it. But
yeah.
that's fine to me.
There was one day I went to like Great America with some people. I think this is back in my 30s or whatever. And I swear to God, man, we rode every one of them roller coasters, and on the way home, it felt like I had a concussion. I had like a headache, you
Yeah,
know?
I felt sort of sick, I think. Yeah. Because we did.
Yeah.
We wrote it like, I think it was like 6 times. I mean, I could be exaggerating, but but
Oh,
why
I went
not? We get to the end and like there's no line. You want to go again? All right. So we did opposite of
yeah,
Disney World.
I went to Great America. This is probably when I was in high school, and it was like Motorola had rented out the whole park for the day, and it was for like friends and family of Motorola employees. And we got up there and it started to rain, and or actually it started, everybody knew it was going to be raining, so barely anybody showed up in the first place. And it was like that the whole fucking day. Like you could get on any ride and get right back on it the next time.
Yeah,
And
it
so
was
we
great.
rode like all the roller coasters and at a certain point it was like, all right, we're wet. Let's ride the water rides because we're only gonna get, wet and we're already wet. So like we get to ride all the rides a million fucking times. And I think, I probably took like maybe $40 with me and like ate a bunch of food with the $40. Way more food than you would ever be able to get for $40 nowadays.
One of the best places I've been to as far as a theme park goes is probably Universal Studios, which is down in Orlando uh near Disneyland, but man, I think it's better.
I did mention that before that I did like that place. I liked being like on the movie sets and it was cool, like how they have the streets, the facades, and the. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Well, there's two parts of it. There's like Universal Studios, like the movie side of it, and then there's the theme park side of it with all the rides and shit. And then they got their own little boardwalk down there and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool.
I've only been to Universal Studios in California.
When I was there, they had the Simpsons Land where you could actually go to Moe's and have a burger and fucking fries and some beer.
Mo the
flaming Mo?
bartender.
Could you get a flaming Mo?
Probably. But it was like it was a Dr. Seuss land for a while. I think it still might be a Simpsons land. Let me see if I can find it online.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to have a Dr. Seuss land anywhere in California these days.
Where are you looking? MILB.com? No, just kidding. That's Jeff's favorite site.
Oh, here you go.
Norm, is it still daylight where you are?
Maybe.
Jeez.
Be crazy. Oh, here's the
Nah, it's got dark. But again, it's storming and stuff, so.
gang ride.
Oh boy. This ride's always dead.
Mhm. Oh, they got the people come out. Oh, they got
Chief
all
Wiggum.
kinds of shit you could take pictures with everywhere.
What does the donut say? Lard ass donut or something?
Lard lad.
Lard lad donuts.
I'm trying to see if there's Moe's. Here it is. Yeah, so you can go into Moe's and fucking have a drink or whatever.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the Duff beer fucking. Anyway, no, that's just kind of something that's cool at Universal that I wouldn't mind seeing again. Oh,
I like,
yeah.
I like the blue drums there, Norm. What kind of drums?
The blue ones are Slingerland.
Slingerland. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think I asked that before.
Yeah, they're like I don't ever use them, but
You like a slingering them around?
they're like a collector drum set for me.
You should go on the drummer I play with. He has a website called Krusty Tubbs. I don't know if it's krustytubbs.com, but it's Krusty with a K, like
Krusty the Clown.
but he's got a lot of vintage drums and all that stuff. He always has beautiful drums, and he's got like a lot of Gretsch drums and things like that. But I'm sure you would appreciate more than I, because I have a set of groove percussion drums. So.
Never heard of them.
They're the Squire of drums. The Billy Squire, right?
Yeah, no, that was like the drum set I bought at a drum show like forever ago. And
Well, you don't even play those. That's like more of like an artistic thing, right? A statue sort of thing. Sculpture, I mean.
Really like I have these like screen drum heads so I can practice quietly. And that's the drum set that those drum heads were purchased for, but I just have nowhere to set them up at the moment.
I thought that was more of like a chicks kind of drum set. Like you impress the chicks when they come over, like, oh, you play the drums? Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's right.
You could look at it that way, I guess, But no, it's just, that was a drum set I played like all the years I lived in Chicago. And I've gotten a couple more since I moved out here that are much better quality. But that one still has like, sentimental value to me.
So, boys, you want to call it?
Yeah, I'm starting to crap out a little bit. I'm starting to hit my wall. I was up at like 7:30 this morning.
I think I was up at 4, and I never went
You
to
maniac.
sleep.
Would you have to pee or something?
Well, we still have 2 roosters in our garage. So,
Is it cockfighting?
no, but they crow, and I'm sure I don't wake up the first time, but then eventually I do.
Your neighbor's got to love you.
They don't seem to mind. It's an agricultural town, so it's sort of encouraged.
Oh, look what I just found out. All-star reliever Jason Adams suffers ruptured quad and lost to Orioles.
Oh man!
Reveals recovery timeline.
Hey, what was
That's the Padres reliever, and now I have Mason Miller that got traded to the Padres. I might start getting some saves again.
Wait, that's Suarez?
Do they still have Suarez though?
Oh, they do, don't they? Well, maybe he'll get more fucking innings.
He'll
Wait,
definitely get more holds.
Who ruptured his what?
Ruptured his quad.
Who?
His
Adam.
quad. What is
Adam.
it? What's a quad? Is it inside leg?
Quad is the top of your thigh, I believe.
Were you asking
yeah,
who though?
yeah.
It's Jason Adam.
Okay.
Hey, did you see the score of the game tonight? Giants and Padres? Was it Giants? No, who Padres and Orioles, right?
I can find it real quick.
I picked up
Padres lost 3-4 to Baltimore.
okay, that's good. I picked up Bradish. So in not in the beer league, not in the beer league.
I picked up Patrick Corbin for a spot start, and of course that did shot me in the everything I pick up for a fucking spot start is garbage.
But his last start was beautiful.
I know. Doesn't matter. When I put him in there, he fucking sucks.
That's
everybody. I try to do the goddamn most
when I saw
diligent fucking shit.
When I saw that last start, I was like, Jesus Christ, I could have picked up Corbin in the beginning of the year. And of course I didn't, because I was like, he's been the worst pitcher ERA wise in baseball. ERA and innings combined, he's been the worst one for like 2-3 years now. And he actually had a decent year this year, right?
I don't know about year, but he's going to have his decent starts here and there.
But it was a beautiful start. Like it was like 7 or 8 innings he went last start. Not I guess not Jeff's start, but
he got 35 points his last start.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, there was like somebody I picked up a few weeks ago, and it was just like, oh, I need to fill a spot in my lineup, and I'm picking this guy up for one day, and he got like 9 points, as a hitter.
Oh.
And I dropped him immediately because I, knew like
who was
he
it?
picked him up. I forget, to be honest. It was an outfielder.
You got a guy?
Oh, dude, I got such a list of you got a guys.
Why don't you pull one out?
Now?
If you want.
Okay. Yeah, where's my list?
Make it somewhat known.
Okay.
Don't be too obscure.
Okay, I got a guy.
You give us some hints off the top.
Yeah. So the way we're doing it on here now, just to make it a little quicker, is you give us like 5 hints off the top. Like
give them like one at a time.
Oh, I gotta figure out how to pull up his fucking shit.
I guess you can give more than one at a time. Like if you
Go to
say like
baseballreference.com.
Norm, you look like Buggles. Symphony.
Okay, so
Oh, oh.
hints. He was a 6'1", 180-pound, mostly third baseman.
There's a what?
He was 6'1", 180 pounds, and a mostly third baseman.
What year was he born?
1969. Same year as I was. In Lexington, Kentucky.
Is he National League or American League?
He was exclusively American League.
Corey Koski.
Nope.
Did he play in the Central Division, East Division, or West Division?
I'm gonna say Central.
I got to go plug this in. I'll be back.
I'm not 100% sure because Baseball Reference doesn't tell me what division he played in, but the teams he played for look like Central Division.
What they call it North. But back then it was the Central. If he's as old as I am. How many years did he play for?
His first year was 1990. His last was 2002.
Hmm. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
He's
Now
almighty.
he got 0.4% in his chance at the Hall of Fame.
Is it Gary Gaetti?
No. How
I
many
think he might
questions
have
are we at?
started a little earlier than fucking.
So we're at like what, like 4?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you already get it?
No, I guess Gary Gaetti, but it's not that.
What else do we know now?
It's not Gary Gaetti.
That's it.
He played from 1990 to 2002.
Ernie Lansford.
Who?
Ernie Lansford.
No.
Is it Ray Langford?
Lansford. It was AL Central.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think
This should be easy.
it should be.
2002. He played exclusively in the AL Central?
I believe so. I don't know.
No National League.
No National League at all, and teams that are
Oh, Lansford's a terrible guess then.
in the AL Central nowadays. I don't know what they were necessarily called back in the time that he was playing, which again was 1990 to 2002. So some of those teams might have, there may not have even been an AL Central back in those days.
Tigers, Twins, White Sox, Indians, Royals.
Sort of, yes.
Travis Hafner, did he play third?
I don't think so. I think it was first base.
What did Tomei play?
Played first. Hafner came after Tommy.
And Tomei actually played third when he started. Like I had Tomei on my team as a third baseman at some point in my fantasy
Wow.
career. So we're at like what, 4, 5 questions?
I don't know. No, more than that, probably.
Probably more than that.
Okay, let's call it 6 then. Next question.
Charging? Come on. Okay, now it's charging. Travis Fryman.
Yep, you got him.
Woohoo!
Fucking call. And you're right. Tommy did start as a third baseman for the Indians.
Indians.
He got moved over.
And Indians was the team that wasn't apparently in Lou's list of central teams back then. Or your list, whoever mentioned him. It was like the Twins.
I
This,
did. I
this,
thought I got
this.
It might have been an Eastern
Yeah, they might have
before
been in
they
the
had the
East back.
three.
Yeah. When they had 3 instead of 4. But he was, I mean, look at the dude's stats. He played almost, you know, he played a lot of games during his career. He batted career batting average 274, hit 223 home runs, 1,022 RBIs, 72 stolen bases, granted against 38 cut stealings, 602 walks. He was a good player,
Oh, I'm watching this Texas Arizona game right now on the game channel. And Kettle Marte's up with a guy at second base. They're down by 2. Now it's 3-2, 2 outs. The wrong pitch he can crush out and give me a lot more points and tie the game. My guess is he strikes out.
Ground out to second base.
So I'm going to finish behind both you guys this year, probably. That sucks.
That doesn't sound very good,
What?
what you just said. Foul ball. Come on, Marte, hit a home run.
Is he batting righty or lefty?
I don't know. Probably. Is he a switch hitter?
I think
God, the suspense is killing me. Crowded out.
To second base.
He just grounded out. That's all I know. That's all it tells me.
I'm hoping it's to second base because that's what I called.
Well, the games are in the books for the day.
All right.
And let's see who was the top go-getter here. The big point getter for Monday. So the Gambler Spear with 92 points.
Woo!
Second up,
But
Make McBride,
it's already
76
tomorrow there, though.
points, still on a tear. Third place, Paging Dr. Satch with 71. And then we have the Holy Cows with 66.
Who was second?
And then I'm there with 63. Top five.
Who was second?
Oh, second place was Bake McBride at 76.
Fucking Luis Castillo, man. This guy's been
I could have had a fucking day if Patrick Corbin had a day. God damn it. Fucking Patrick.
Do you have Castillo, Nora?
I do. Yeah, he got a -3.
I think he's done.
I kind of am right there with you.
Yeah. I mean, they were talking about it over the summer or before even on the podcast that I've been watching. And like, there's just a chance, like, it wasn't, unanimous agreement, but
Well, his last
one
bunch
of the guys
starts,
was saying like that he thinks he's cooked.
well, here's his last bunch of starts: -3, 0, 3, -6. But then there's 27, 29, 6, 31, 12, 32, 20,
Yeah.
0, 14, 17, and 3.
Something's
Yeah.
wrong and he's not telling somebody.
Yeah. But he's not like, being in my particular position of over on innings. Like, I don't know if I can trust him to start down the stretch,
How old is he? 32?
32, I want to say. Maybe 33.
Hold on. I'll find out. He is 32 years old. He'll be 33 in December.
So not old enough to doubt him if he was doing well, but if he
Look, he's got a 3.75 ERA and he's 8-7.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing all right. It's just that he's not doing very good.
He's in a lull.
I wonder when that podcast was, because I think it was perfectly timed because they were talking about, I think it was probably one of those second half kind of podcasts, and they didn't like his prospects.
I mean, he's on a good team. He pitches in a stadium that batters find it hard to hit in for whatever reason, but he hasn't been doing all that well.
He could be the weak link in the rotation as long as Bryce Miller does all right. I know Bryce I think he had a good start his first start and not such a good one last one, but.
Oh yeah, if I was the Mariners, I would feel happy about trotting him out there every, on his rotation turn. But from my fantasy team, it's like I was counting on him to be a good guy, and he's been sort of mediocre, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's at the point where he's, like, I'm over on innings, so I'm gonna have to like start cutting people from, just to keep under the innings limit and stuff. I have to start removing people from the starting rotation and keeping them on the bench when they're starters. And he's at the top of the chart, I have to take a piss, so I'm gonna duck away for a second.
I think we should sign off because I think I got to talk to Diane about something here. So Should we sign off or should I? Are you there? You still there?
Who's still there?
You're frozen to me. Okay. Oh, my internet connection's unstable.
Yeah, there was I looked up and it was black screen for you. Norm just like spontaneously combusted by his drums.
I think I'm going to stop recording because I think I got to talk to Diane about something.
Okay.
She just texted me.
You want to wait till he comes back or?
Well, I think if I stop recording, it would still be the meeting. But I'm worried about the length of it anyway, as far as converting. So I think I'm going to stop, but I don't think it'll stop the meeting though. You do that. So, okay.
Cool.